What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. And what are we doing today? Well, you see how this gauge is on my window, right? The idea is to not have it in my window. So I have that oil pressure gauge, a boost gauge, and an AFR gauge I'm stealing from my Z because I don't want to wait for shipping, blah, blah, blah. I want all these to be in the car. I'll buy another one from my Z. But I have this one right now, so I'm just going to rob it from my Z, put it in this freaking thing so I can tune this reliably. And yeah, that's just an NAV8, and I'm just going to throw that block in there, so not really needed at the moment. But this, however, as I've said, I'm trying to get on the road. So I bought this thing, right? Pretty pissed I bought this thing. I didn't even order carbon fiber, but this fake ass carbon fiber came in. Problem being, like, this is horrendous and barely fits. So I don't know if I'm gonna try to cut this or what, but I'd like to get it to fit because it'd just be, you know, easier to do all this. And yeah, so I'm gonna try to make that fit, and if not, I don't know, maybe put them in here or like in the dash here. I don't know. It's a weird freaking predicament I'm in, but we're gonna try to get this to work. I don't know. I'm gonna start cutting this friggin' piece of shit up. Alright, does it? Got it. Oh, yep. Better. Don't like the gap though. Alright, so I'm gonna try to trim a little bit off of this, and so we see what we can do here, because it's looking a little bit better, to be honest. It's like not the worst. Yeah, there's like a gap up there, but when the gauges are in there you won't see it. Or I could even, I'm not gonna be able to bend that. Alright, well, I'm gonna friggin' trim the shit out of that. Or I guess that's not the worst. Definitely could be worse. I kind of have it like shoved down in there, but if I can get like one of those black like screws that came with the drill, like a little hole right here. Get one of those little black screws, or two of them, one here and one like way down here where you won't see it, and one right here, just to, you know, keep it up against that. I don't think it'll be that bad, right? I do definitely want to get something. If you guys have a recommendation of something I can put like right here to kind of like maybe like some stripping or something, just to kind of cover that up and make it look decent. I'm obviously gonna, you know, clean this up a little bit before I do that, but I don't think that looks that bad. And the wires can conveniently go over there, and you know, the wires and all the lines. Well, that's electrical, so that's just wires. Actually, yeah, it's only the vacuum line that has to, you know, go through the dash. So very nice. All right, I've put all my gauges in, right? I think I got them in decent orientation, so that's what it's gonna look like. I wish the AEM gauges had like the smoked face like the other ones, but you know, this gauge is worth like 10 times as much as either of those two are. So yeah, actually literally this gauge is 150, the other two I think were like 20 each or something like that, like some stupid cheap price, but they'll work. Alright, so obviously the AEM shit comes with this long ass wire, and then the other one is just gonna come through here, go down here, and then to the O2. But that, I don't want to cut this. I just want to leave it the regular length in case I take it out of this car at some point. I could still use it and not have it all cut up and whatnot. So this wire right here, that's for the data port that I can go to one of the analog signals on my ECU. So that'll tell the ECU exactly what the AFR readings are. I got all of them going at the same power. No, these gauges don't use very much power, but they're all going at the same power. And then this one is just the plug for the oil sensor, because that's a sensor one. That's not like I don't need an oil line going to my friggin' sensor, which is meant. And it clearly works. I've shown that, so that's good. And then I just got these two. So if I plug these two wires into my battery right now, all three of these gauges should, in theory, light up. So we'll try that out. Okay, so the only one not lighting up is the AFR. So we got to figure that out. Okay, so I have my black grounded. Huh. It's supposed to just be red and black. I wonder if it's because the sensor's not hooked up. Let's take this over here, plug my sensor in, and try to see if it'll turn on in my Z. All right, now that the sensor's hooked up, it's so weird. Why? Found it. The ground pin got pulled out. Very nice. Big shout out to the dude that sent me this. This is the first time I'm using it, and I gotta say, it's quite freaking lovely. Let's try this again. Very nice. Everything turns on. That's good news. So now basically what I'm trying to do is, I mean, I got some of the dash and stuff pulled out. Surprise, surprise, there was a speaker where the tweeter's supposed to be, but you know, who knows, maybe it'll sound good. Ideally, I want the wires to come out right there because it makes the most sense. So if I have to drill a little hole and put a grommet there, that's one thing. Okay, as you can see from the way this is wired and the fact that there's no vacuum line, I spend a lot of time looking for a place to go through the firewall because it's like, over here it's like doubled, like it's like a bubble in here, like I don't know, it's just a pain in the ass to say the least. But I finally found a spot that I could drill through and I just barely missed the freaking brake booster, so here you go, you guys get it. There's a hole right there. Right next to the clutch master cylinder. Super bitch, but I could finally do. Alright, this turned into how to friggin' install gauges in a Prelude video, like, Jesus. Well, because I don't have to use a bunch of these friggin' vacuum lines, that's the boost gauge right there. It goes straight in there, through there, blah, blah, blah. Straight through the firewall. And then up right here. I don't mind that it shows a little bit because it's not pinched right there, and if you pinch this, I feel like it won't read right. Correct me if I'm wrong. And boom. There it goes. And now that I tighten that down, it actually is sitting flush, so I'm happy with that. Not bad at all. I'm still gonna put like a little piece of stripping right here for, I don't know, just maybe like something like this, but thin, just right here. I don't know, but I mean, it fits. Everything's on there, so let's see if I didn't mess any of the wiring up and it still freaking lights up. So there that goes. That one says sensor because obviously the sensor isn't hooked up, but I mean, hey, not bad at all. So I found a switch 12 volt, 11 volt, whatever. But that should work. I'm just gonna splice into right here for the power. And then I should have switch 12 volt when I turn the key on. So I'm gonna turn the key off now. And hopefully when I turn it back on, all my gauges are lit up. All right, so I ended up grounding it right here. And then the other wire goes straight back to, this is basically the resistor box for the injectors. So all it is a switched 12 volt. That's really it. And then I just have that grounded there, 12 volt there. Moment de la truth. Let's see if this freaking works. So yeah, that's the dash. Not too damn bad. I actually really like it. Whew, okay, and everything's, I can still turn it a little bit. Everything is in the order I'd like it. Very nice. The one thing I'm missing from this, or two things that I'm missing from this dash, are the SI VTEC covers. There's a black trim around this. These are the base model covers, or the early covers, whatever you want to call them. And the EL cluster. The EL cluster is like, you can't, like it's like that. It lights up like this. Like it's not like an analog cluster where it's like, you know, basically if the lights are off, it's just a black screen there, and then you turn them on and then it's like this but way brighter, and the needles are different. So if anyone has one of those, please, for the love of Jesus, let me know. I'm really liking this right now. That's pretty freaking sweet. Let me know what you guys think about this. For a little shit eBay thing. I really didn't think this was gonna work. I thought I was gonna have to scrap this, but I guess I made it work, so not freaking bad. All right, I got my interior back together. Everything's looking good. Besides, obviously, the mess over there, but everything up here is back together. I definitely need some new freaking wiper blades at some point because both of these are porked. I also tried bleeding the clutch. It didn't work out too well, so we're gonna be ordering a slave cylinder very soon, probably tomorrow. And yeah, so as you can see, fuck off, dust. As you can see, no extra wires anywhere. What's nice about having this ECU is that like all these vacuum lines that I deleted, like I don't need, and I just have all these extra ports now. So like these two, like functional right to the friggin' regulator, functional to whatever the fuck that thing is. And I have to be honest, I have no idea, but I could probably cap both of them or block that off. I don't know, but I have two right here. This one's dedicated to the boost gauge right there in the back. I knew that one was gonna be perfect spot. Nice thing is like I don't have to use any T's, nothing like that. And all I need is two more vacuum lines, one for the wastegate and one for the blow-off valve. And boom, I have two vacuum lines right there. That's literally it. I actually have to cap these two off right here. But I can use one for the blow-off valve and one for the wastegate. Very nice. The manifold, called FedEx, they confirmed it is lost. It's been 8 days. They told me to contact the seller. I did, so this really sucks. I really wanted to get like everything together ASAP, but I have other things I can do as well. Like I said, I still gotta go do the wheel bearing and all that, so I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys next time with more freaking Honda content. Sorry to say, but one build at a time, 2019. That's what I'm sticking to. Peace out. See you guys probably tomorrow.